Guys, what's up? It's Medic at the RCSparks studio. Just sitting back, had a bit of spare time, figured I'd start doing the build. For those that may have missed the announcement video early in the week here, the 2011 build series is underway. I am using a Axial SCX10 Dingo 10th scale trail truck, and instead of doing a kit this year, I'm already taking a kit that's built like an RTR rig and actually doing a bunch of upgrades to make it into a monster beast, just like we always do here at the studio. Anyway, so let's get the camera turned around. I'll get you having a look at what I've already done to the Dingo. For those that missed the announcement and the overview of the parts listed in the back, please go ahead and check the recent video releases, or just simply go to my channel. I know that you'll be able to find the 2010, or 2010, what year am I in here? 2011 build video series announcement. You can see with the SCX10 Dingo, I've already removed the ESC. I've already removed one of the drive shafts off the transmission here, and I'm just about to remove the second drive shaft. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because this transmission, Spur Gear here, is going to be mounting two of the Tekin FXR 35 turn motors that I have in the background there. This is to give this transmission some serious torque in the mud. I'm not going for speed, which is also going to be there, but I'm going for actual tire turning torque. How's that for you? A little bit of alliteration. Some tire turning torque in the mud. So I'm going to remove this transmission. Let's crack it open and have a look inside. Just like so. So now I have one axial transmission and motor combo out of the vehicle and ready for me to take apart. Now, more than likely, to get the motor out, we'll just get those screws out of there, just like so. Like I was saying, we'll back that off. There you go. So no need to remove the pinion, nothing like that. It comes right off. If you want to, though, there is a 2mm grub screw right there. This motor, even though people say it's a stock motor, I love this motor. In the water, in anything like that, this is a long-term motor. Bushing on the end, I believe. I could be wrong with that. But it feels pretty smooth, not like a bushing at all, feels like a bearing. Anyway, I'm going to keep this motor, 27 turns. Time to move on to the transmission here. Now that the screws have been removed, I'm going to slowly remove one side of the cover, because there's a bearing right on the inside here, as well as the drive cups and the 3 gears that are on the inside with a bearing. Here, have a good look at that so you can identify what you're looking at. Come on, camera. There we go. Okay, so there's a big gear with a drive, output drive right here, smaller gear, a bearing, and a gear behind. You guys that know that when this area here has extreme pressure on it from high output batteries, they have a tendency to snap. Now, normally everything would be okay, but under these circumstances where I'm using 2 motors, I'm going to want to upgrade as many of these parts to metal as I can and hardened steel. So let's see what I have for you. Alright, we'll bring out the magic parts box. I like to try and keep most of my scale building stuff in one spot. This, here, you guys probably want to have a closer look at that. Here is the collection I have of pinions and different stuff. Here, I'll adjust the camera. Pinions, spur gears, obviously my waterproof servos and stuff like that, and my RPP upgrade parts, including my axial steel outdrive set. Okay, you guys can see the product number right there. It's about 15 bucks for a set of these. Special thanks goes out to my buddy Cam. He had some of these on hand that he's able to give me for this build, so woohoo! Alright, so we can have right here the Axial AX10 Scorpion hardened steel idler gear. Need that. The hardened aluminum diff gear. Need that. Okay, so this is 1540 and 1541. I got these at RPP Hobby online. These you can get straight from your local hobby store. I'm not going to get into pinions and stuff, but I did want to have a look at upgrading the spur gear itself to maybe a 90 tooth, if I can get it to fit. Do I have anything smaller? 96 tooth? No, that would be way too big. And really I'm worried about it hitting the drive shaft. I'm not worried about this being too large, except running into the actual drive shaft of the vehicle. So, enough babble, let's move on to the next thing here. Alright, so the pieces out of the package you can actually hear are actually sturdy, right? They've got some steel strength to them. I want you to notice that when I'm pulling this gear out, the outdrive shafts are actually screwed into place in this gear. So instead of using a drill, I'm going to use, because I don't want to strip anything out, I'm going to use a hand turn 2 mil here, okay? Just now I've got the hardened steel, the outdrive shaft that's from Axial as well, and we're beefing up the transmission, okay? So line up the holes, make sure the screws go into place. Nice, that's going to be able to take some pressure from the actual drive shafts. So, on to the next one, which would be right in the middle. Simple as taking it out, cleaning it off, and getting those bearings to come out of the middle. Okay. So I'll take the other ones, I've got the bearings out, slide those bearings back into place. Make sure you put the shaft right back through. There we go. And pop that back into the transmission. Making sure that the mesh is lining up as well as possible. There you go, you can see that. And we'll take the nice beefy gear, we'll put that in there, make sure everything lines up. Look how nice that is. Okay, so now everything is steel and hardened and ready to go. Well, to the best of the abilities that we're able to get in the market. Alright, so one thing I'm going to do before I seal this up, and I'm going to add one of my magic ingredients you guys always ask me where to get, but at least I can show you. Ta-da! This is what I call marine grease. The only reason is because it says marine and trailer grease, wheel bearing grease. This here resists water. Hey, look at that. So here, now I'm going to stick this inside here. Just you can see just a small dab. A dab will do you, as they say here. Okay, and just kind of run that through the actual gearing itself. The reason I'm doing this is because I know water is going to be getting inside here, and I want to prevent the bearings from getting corrosion prematurely, because I know this is going to be in the water and in the mud. So try to get a good goop of this stuff on there. Make sure that you get the bearing on the inside, on the other side as well. But do not pack it, because if you pack it full, this grease will start to make a huge resistance in there, and you don't want your motors working extra hard when you're in the mud just because you've got too much grease in the transmission. Now, because I'm putting on the actual dual motor plate, I actually got this at, if that focuses, level3.rc.com. I actually found it on eBay, but that's what comes on the package. This is a machined dual motor mount plate that will be going right onto this transmission. Now, it comes with 3 different size screws. I do not have any instructions, so I'm just kind of winging it here. But I'm pretty sure that this plate is going to go on just like so. Alright, I could have made you go through all that with me, but I decided not to, because the screws that come here are actually a little bit different size than the hex drivers that I was used to. Plus, the screws with this seem to be a little bit long, so I did put the spacer in, I did put in the nuts that came with it to mount the plate in place. What do you think, you guys? Looks pretty, if I can just get it in front of the camera for you. Looks pretty awesome, yeah? I already switched over the Spur Gear to the 90 tooth, which will slide right on like so. Look at that. Now that is a beefy motor. Let me back up the camera for you. Hey, check that out. Beefy motor plate. So now the actual axial transmission is put together. I still have yet to see if this will interrupt with the drive shaft, but upon quick inspection, I don't think it will. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. So I've got some extra torque and extra power, extra speed right out, and that's perfect. So it does fit a 90, okay? So there's one thing I wanted to do to beef up the transmission. You guys have seen the inside gears, the outside. Next we'll mount on the motors.